Hello and welcome to the Encourager Podcast, where we have encouraging conversations to help you joyfully harmonize your home and work life. I'm your host, Rebecca Scott. I'm a wife, mother, designer, coach, and author. I'm here to help encourage and empower you to confidently make decisions that work for you and your stage of life, whatever that might be. Hello, Encouragers. On this week's episode, I'm giving you my top 2 quick staples for right now that I'm using in my 5 systems. Now, these are always subject to change, and I hope that you walk away from this episode going, can I have 2 simple ones that I can start doing for each of the 5 systems? And the reason I say right now is because they're subject to change. They may change in 6 weeks, they may change in 6 months, but I've really found these ones to be very helpful. And one of the easiest ways to stick with the 5 systems, especially during busy seasons, is to keep a couple of quick go-to habits that make everything flow a little better. Systems don't have to be complicated to work. If I could say that and put it on my gravestone, systems do not have to be complicated to work. The goal is to have simple habits that bring more peace and harmony to your day. So you're able to just check mark that you are in fact showing up in each one of the systems, but it might be a simple way for this busy season. So the first system I want to talk about is the me system. And the 2 simple habits that I'm loving for that right now are Number 1, Nourish Move Love. This is a workout program that I found on YouTube that is completely free, and she's from Minnesota. So it's been really fun to just kind of hear her Midwest accent for one, and then some of her references like the Minnesota pork producers or the Cattlemen's Association. I'm like, oh yeah, that's just like South Dakota. And they're free, dare I say free, and I really like them. I have improved significantly in my weight lifting ability, not necessarily my cardio, but that's not why I followed her anyways. I wanted to increase my muscle weight in my years, and she's definitely been able to do that. I am asking for 25 and 35 dumbbells for Christmas because I've been increasing my weight. So I love Nourish Move Love on YouTube. We will put links to anything I'm talking about in the show notes here as well. And then my second for the me system that I'm really loving as a staple is my walks on the gravel road. I've been tallying these using my habit tracker. That is also a free resource on our website, theencouragerpodcast.com. And this is just a really good way to center myself for the day, that it gives it back over God, this is your day and I need to take a break, take a deep breath, remind myself that it's his, that he's in control, that no matter how much I do and squirrel and everything, it's not going to matter unless I'm constantly in communication with him and referencing back to glorifying him. And so these walks on the gravel help to just clear my mind, refocusing, get some fresh air, do what I love, which is walking and being with the dogs. And so that is my second staple for the me system that's super working. Okay, let's talk about the food system. The 2 staples that I use for the food system right now is the This Is Not Diet Food blog, and then also the Fix It and Forget It cookbook. So number 1, This Is Not Diet Food blog. Okay, Erin, I know you by now. I get all of your emails. I love your stuff. I've been asking repeatedly if you will be a guest on my podcast. If you hear this, please come on the podcast. I love your stuff. It kind of has a provocative name, and I'm sure you have heard me talk about it on socials, you guys, but This Is Not Diet Food blog is that they're fairly simple recipes with a lot of the stuff that you have. It's not all from scratch, so I do appreciate that too as a busy mom. But I love the emails because I can just print them. Whatever she has set up with her methods of email programs or whatever, I just super like it. So if I read the title, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to try that one. Then I can print it right there, take it to the kitchen and print it. I know I'm old school with the printing. You can just pull it up on your phone, but I'm trying to, as much as possible, not be on a screen so my children also see the break, and just for my own brain and my own eyes, not to be on a screen. So I like printing off recipes and then going and doing them. This is not dietfood.com. We'll put a link to it. I think you'll really enjoy their recipes too. And number 2 in the food system that I'm loving right now is the Fix It and Forget It cookbook. Now, truth be told, yes, I'm loving it right now, but I have loved and adored this book for 20 years, 23, 22 years, because my husband and I have been married that long, and it was a gift to me during a wedding shower. I love it. It's the most simple crockpot cookbook out there. There are no pictures, so there's no fluff. You just read the ingredients, put it in the crockpot, and away you go. You know how I feel about a crockpot anyway, but man, this is still my go-to book. So we'll link to that as well. It matters in the food system to have these because it takes the decision fatigue out of meals when this is my craziest season, because I'm also a retail company. Remember, Rebecca Scott Designs, purses and accessories. Yeah. I'm sewing sometimes really late at night because this is my harvest season. And so to be able to have these 2 go-tos to still make sure my family is being fed and I'm fulfilling that, it's just awesome. Okay, the family system. My two go-tos right now for the family system is this new mantra and also journaling for the kids. So number one, the new mantra is this: if it's important to him, it's important to me. Now, for some of you, you're like, duh, that's something I've been repeating in my marriage for years. I don't know why, but it struck a note to me in the last 6 months when someone just said it again. I've heard it before and I thought, man, what if I internalize that? So I put it on a sticky note in my closet where I get changed in the morning and that sort of thing. And so when Nick mentions something and I disregard it as like, okay, that's just another thing to do, or maybe this is a fleeting thought, I stop and ask him, well, if that's important to you, then it's important to me. How can I help you? And I have been saying, how can I help you? But I haven't always made the things that he thinks are important to me. And so this has kind of been a mindset shift, and also an actual thing I do is like, okay, if that is important to you, and then it makes him evaluate, wait, if she's going to think this is important, is this really important to me? So it's just opened up a beautiful channel of communication between the two of us. And I think he's doing the same thing for me. I have not confirmed that, but I love this. So it's just a mantra for my family system. If it's important to him, it's important to me. And then number two is journaling. Now, I have a journal that I created. It's called The Mother's Love Ledger. It's available on Amazon, and we'll link to it. It's so good. And I'm actually coming to the end of the journal for all the kids. I think this is my second journal for all of them. Might even be my third. And I journal to my kiddos every Thursday morning, just a paragraph to each one of them. And this has just been so therapeutic over the years. I love to look back because I have some that are 18 years old. And so to look back at what they were struggling with as 11-year-olds has just been really interesting, satisfying also, and extremely humbling to see the prayers that God has answered along the way. And so I've just loved journaling to the kids. But of course, you guys, I kind of mass manufactured it, meaning I made it super simple. It's a habit I don't break, and it's not overwhelming. All I do is write one paragraph every Thursday morning. Have I done every single Thursday morning? Absolutely not. Sometimes I do Friday mornings, and sometimes I have to skip a week because I'm traveling or whatever. But for the most part, I've been really consistent on this. And I don't know if I'm proud of it or I'm just glad that I have it. Gus has the ability to read them if he would like. I told him that. He is not interested at this time. And I don't know if they ever will be, but it makes me feel good to just know that I'm writing down the prayers that I have for them, that I'm writing down the character that they're developing, that I'm writing down what we're working on as far as like even discipline and character development, all that stuff. It matters. And so I've been loving journaling for the kids in my family system. It matters because staying connected to their hearts and staying connected to my husband and what is important to him matters. And I think God sees it. Okay, for the work system, my two simple staples right now is my top 3 priorities and this tool called Slack. My top 3 priorities. This is what I write down for the entire week, and I reference it frequently because for me, it's in the corner of my weekly agenda sheet, which is also a free resource on theencouragerpodcast.com. And at the bottom of the box, I have put a little thing there that says my top 3 priorities. So when I get started on Monday, I look at that. When I'm done on Monday, I look at that. When I start on Tuesday, I look at that. That way, I don't squirrel into a ton of big projects because if you remember, one of my skill sets is my speed of implementation. It's how fast I can consume an idea and have the steps laid out. It can be a gift and it can be a curse all at the same time. But when I have these priorities, I go, okay, that is a great idea, but I'm not going to start it right now. I'm not even going to start it this week until my 3 priorities are done for this week. So I'm not saying no to the great new ideas that I may have or may not have, but I am saying yes to the things that I prioritized. And I have loved that for my work system. It keeps me super dialed in. And then my second one is Slack. Now, this is a tool on my desktop, but you can also put it on your phone and your devices. It's a communication tool with your teams. Now, right now, the only other person on my Slack is my virtual assistant, Jazzle, and I have been loving it for the two of us to be able to communicate frequently throughout the day without a bajillion emails. So if you are working with a team or even just a team of one, I even use it for myself. Like I have my own channel on there, and it's just like probably the digital version of sticky notes that are way more organized by conversation. So for example, some of the things on our Slack channel might say emails, might say RSD marketing, might say encourager podcast. And then any thoughts I have in those areas, I put in that channel and then we can talk about it together rather than having a bajillion emails. So I really like the Slack tool for my work system. And then last, but certainly not least, it's the home system. And 2 simple things that I'm loving right now for my home system are our Sunday chores and our 2 peace protecting areas. So I'll go with number one. Number one is Sunday chores. We decided to do our chores as a family on Sunday afternoons. And I really pushed back on this for years because I'm like, Sunday is sacred, etc., which it still is. But the truth is the only time all of us were together and that could really tackle the house together was Sundays. And it's still not so nice and neat. There are a couple Sundays where we have a couple people missing, but for the most part, it's the majority of people that can help keep this house running. So it's a more peaceful week coming up. And so I'm not sure if you need to hear that. It only takes us about an hour and a half, sometimes less, to just quick do chores as a family for the entire home and then be done with it. And my second one is the two areas that bother mommy. So these areas bother me. I've communicated them very clearly to my family, and everybody knows if we just get these two areas done, or for myself personally, if I just get these two areas done, I will function better and be a better mother and a better wife and a better person if just these two areas are. So for example, in this season, I could feel really overwhelmed with all the shipping and all the making and all the customer emails and all the things, right? But I always remind myself, listen, if the dishes in the sink are done and they're dried and put away, and if the entryway is picked up, that's everybody's shoes, boots, winter stuff. If those two areas are done, I can still function very well. Now notice, I didn't say that the living room was picked up. I didn't even say that my bedroom was picked up. I didn't say that my bathroom was wiped down. But if these two areas, these are mine personally. For me, these two areas are just, I visually see them very frequently. So I've just narrowed down, if those two areas are picked up, or the dishes are done, I will relax. I can oversee the rest until I have time for it. What would those two areas be for you to have just that little bit of peace protecting going on? So for me, those are mine, but I'd be really interested in if you guys would share on social media this week, that'd be great. What are those two areas for you? And then communicate them to family and try it. It totally works. It matters because just bare minimum wins in just this like peace protecting area will also protect my family from mommy's meltdown. Period. So by listening to this podcast, pick one of the systems that I talked about and choose one staple that you could commit to this week. It could be one of the ones that I recommended, or it could be one as you were listening, you're like, okay, I'm going to try this out. Remember, you can consume all you want, but now you need to implement. I would like to also remind you, you are not failing. You're just a couple tiny actions away from feeling more aligned again. So let's keep it simple. Let's keep it doable. And let's keep building small wins that will really add up. Until next time, encouragers, we got this because he's got us. Thanks so much for tuning in. If the Encourager podcast has helped or encouraged you in any way, please subscribe to the show and leave a 5-star review. And then help us spread the message of encouragement and hope by sharing the podcast with others. Ready to build systems that actually fit your life and budget? The Encourager Academy is now available one module at a time, each just $39 and only 25 to 35 minutes per video. Choose the area you most need help in, your me, food, home, work, or family system, or dive into the mindset, priorities, and super skills that make all the difference. Each lesson is simple, actionable, and designed to help you create sustainable rhythms that bring peace, not pressure. Visit encourageracademy.com to start your next small step towards harmony and joy. If you've ever wished someone could just sit with you, look at your real life, and help you make progress where it matters most, that's what my one-on-one coaching is all about. For over 10 years, I've coached women to harmonize both home and work life, not by forcing them into a program, but by designing systems that actually fit their personality, their season, and their strengths. No cookie cutters, no overwhelm, just sustainable rhythms that help you finally see traction in the areas that matter most to you. Learn more or book your free discovery call at encourageracademy.com. Let's make progress together.